Hey guys, my 13th battle here, and if you haven't got the gist now, it's a re-narration after a couple of weeks since the last couple battles audio weren't very good. So, we do a double switch straight from the start, both of us, and ironically he goes into a Dragonite against my Ice-type Frostlass. Unfortunately for him, I obviously am super effective quad, so one Ice Beam would definitely knock it out. But he goes for the Fire Punch, super effective. It still doesn't take me out, but he gets the burn, unfortunately. But the Lumberry that I tricked him comes back to haunt him, and I get the recovery. But either way, I go into Gastrodon knowing he can easily take a Thunderbolt, but he gets the burn yet again. So a couple of Haxi turns, I thought that his Weavile would be able to do Fake Out or something to the Fortress, break my Sash, but we both thought that we could counter each other, so we both switched out, and this is what happens. So, I go for the stockpile here, knowing that the strongest move that the Umbreon can do after I'm burned, since he can't Toxic me anymore, is a Hidden Power Grass, and that would be the only reason he could switch it. Or maybe he was trying to Curse Baton Pass. That would be the only other possible explanation to switch Umbreon into a Gastrodon, since Gastrodon has good bulk. So I just recover off all his hidden power damage, and it's as if he hasn't done anything whatsoever. I just got a free stockpile and a bit of toxic damage. So here I believe I'm going to predict the switch and go for a toxic again. Unfortunately, it goes into Snorlax, which I believe to be the sleep, rest, talk Snorlax, or carries rest, because every Snorlax pretty much carries rest. The standard set is Rest, Curse, Body Slam, Earthquake, or Fire Punch. Here, he goes back into Umbreon, maybe trying to get a crit for the hidden power, but because I thought I couldn't touch Snorlax, I switched in Gallade, who could definitely take at least one Snorlax hit and threaten it out with the Stab Fighting super effective move. Fortunately for me, his team has a pretty big fighting weakness, which I exploit with my Gallade, and I'm on +2 bulk ups here. The only reason I thought he would switch into a Swampert is to Roar, so I just want to get the maximum amount of damage as possible, so go for a Psycho Cut, and it does a lot of damage. But seeing he doesn't go for the Roar, I'm predicting he doesn't have one, so I'm probably just going to go for another... No. I'm going to go for the Drain Punch here. A Drain Punch is an incredibly powerful move, and this Gallade is incredibly powerful too. In the new generation, I think Gallade will be still BL underused because there are a lot of things, but if the Gallade in the future was in this one, it would definitely be one of the most overused, since Drain Punch is base 75 power instead of base 60, and a lot more power points too. So it's able to do a lot more damage, and it would have taken 2 KO that Swampert with a Drain Punch, so I've been at full health too. And this team has a big fighting weakness. Only Dragonite resists it. And the Drain Punch here just takes me back to full health after a couple of bulk ups. And this Gallade is specifically EV trained into being able to get the maximum amount of its potential, which shows that even putting the odd EV here, the odd stat change there, is very beneficial. Here he forgets that he's Scarfed, so I thought he was going to go for the Outrage, possibly hoping for the crit. I go for the Psycho Cut, and I have the Shadow Sneak anyway, so even if he did get an Outrage off, I could have probably taken it out with a second Shadow Sneak. I just go for Walk Up here, knowing he can't touch me, and not wanting to be greedy, or because he just made one mistake, I'm just going to take him out this turn. So as I was saying, it has the maximum leftovers recovery. 304 is divisible by 16, so he gets maximum leftovers recovery without being too high hit points, since Drain Punch recovers HP, and you don't want the hit points to be too high, otherwise the recovery is not proportional to the defense, if you understand, percentage-wise. It has base 300 defense, so after a bulk up, it's 200 defense after bulk up is base 300. Max attack about 500 after one bulk up. Special defense is 300 and something, I believe. So it's bulky overall, completely. And this is the last guy, but just to show my other guys, I switched into my Forest here, and it dies in one hit, unfortunately due to a crit. And Forest is great. It was Choice Banded, Trick, Focus Punch, Sucker Punch, Body Slam. Powerful in its own respect. Not that powerful, but good nonetheless. I switch into Gardevoir just to get rid of the burn on the Gastrodon. Goes for the Body Slam here. Doesn't get the paralysis, and my Gardevoir is able to survive. This is a bulky Gardevoir with Will-O-Wisp, so it's special defensive bulky, but since his Snorlax already poisoned, it was pointless to go for the Will-O-Wisp since it wouldn't affect it. And this shows how powerful Gallade is, how powerful bulk up sets are in general, and how specifically EVing your Pokemon to the correct stats to get the maximum out of them is always useful. Here he goes for Body Slam, it does nothing but gets paralysis and I get fully paralyzed. It doesn't really make a difference, it's all he can do is Earthquake. His whole set is Earthquake, Body Slam, Rest, Sleep Talk. I just go for the Explosion here, since it says Max Attack Adamant for the win, basically. Fortress, so base 90, Explosion. And it doesn't quite KO, but Fortress's attack isn't the best, really. And then just switch back into Gallade here. So I've shown all my guys and go for the Drain Punch. So, hope you enjoyed the battle. It was a quick one. Please comment, rate, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the near future.